Hey guys, it's GameFace here and welcome back to episode 1 of my new career mode with Tottenham. Now, of course, I did a vote over the last few days and you guys decided that I'd be doing Tottenham as my team. Apologies to those that obviously voted for the other teams. I understand that obviously some people want me to just do Leeds every single day, others want me to do Milan. So apologies if you aren't happy with the team, a little bit disappointed with the team I've gone with. But I think it's actually quite a good team. I'm very optimistic with it. There's a lot of good young players. So I think it should be quite a good little career mode. If we could go ahead and hit 25 likes on this first video, then that'd be really appreciated. Also, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. This will go alongside the Leeds United career mode, so every other day it'll alternate between the two. Basically, our objectives, is to just get into the semi-final of the Domestic Cup. We need to try and find a striker, apparently, and the league objective is to qualify for the Champions League. So in this episode, we're going to be getting our bearings, basically just trying to get into the swing of things, really, with this team. We've added already the new signings that Spurs have made this season, so that means we have Wanyama in the team. We also have Janssen as well, who they've signed. So they have been added into the side, so it's going to be quite a realistic side, hopefully, though, because obviously we need to try and make our own signings. I've decided against the 60% increase. I think 32.5 million is enough. And yeah, we're going to put our own twist on the team, try and improve certain things, and just make this team challenge, really, to get into the Champions League and try and win the league at some stage as well. So apologies again if you didn't choose Spurs as the team you want me to do it with, but you have to understand, 28% of people want me to do Spurs, 26% wanted to do Milan, and I think it was 18% wanted Leeds every single day. So it was always going to be tight and very tough to decide. But I did just go ahead with Spurs in the end. So we're going to begin by having a look at the players that I should get rid of. This is always where I start. Generally try and find who I should get rid of. So I'll be back once I've decided on the players that I'll be transfer listing. Do you know what? Surprisingly, there's not that many players I want to get rid of. There's only 4 players I've transfer listed here. A lot of them, though, have been transfer listed for a 1-year loan. So we've got Miller in there, who I don't think is good enough for his age. We've got Carroll, who I think it was between him or Ryan Mason. Obviously, Ryan Mason's better overall. Carroll's 23 years old, and he's only 71. Yes, he's English, and it would be nice to have him in the team, but I really don't think we need him. I don't think I'd use him. We've also got a couple of the other players here, as you can see, of which I can't pronounce the name of. So, yeah, we are going to get rid of them. I don't think, again, they're good enough for their age, so we decided to get rid of them rather than rather than loaning them out for a year. We're now going to try and see whether we can get in one of the players that Tottenham has been linked with quite heavily, and it appears they are going to sign him. I think it's George's Kevin Nkudu or something like that. We're going to see whether he's on the game. It's something along those lines anyway. My pronunciation at the best of times isn't great, so it's always going to be difficult with that sort of name. And he is here. He's 20 years old, left mid. He's recently signed though, so we won't be able to get him in just yet. We'll have to leave that, I think, until January before we can get him in, and then we'll try and obviously sign him. But as I'm making this video, he hasn't actually joined Tottenham, so I couldn't really add him before we started the game. We are going to quickly now have a look at the team selection before we move on to trying to sign anybody else. I think we need another centre-back. That's going to be my first thing to do, I think, once I've decided on the team. But we are going to go to this sort of 4-3-3 formation I play with my Leeds career mode, because I think it actually suits us quite well. So we're going to just quickly rearrange things, and I'll be back once I've done that. Okay, I think that's us pretty much sorted here, actually, with the 4-3-3 formation. Obviously got Eric Dyer there just sitting, Dele Alli and Dembele playing alongside, and then we've got Lamela and Eriksen a little bit further forward. Obviously, Ali can play in one of those centre-attacking mid-positions as well if we'd like. But overall, a decent little team that we've got here. Some decent players that can obviously grow and become quite good. Tactically, we've gone with the custom tactic that I've been using on my Leeds career mode. I think this will work definitely for Tottenham, really. This sort of style I want to try and play. We've also got a very strong bench. We've obviously got Vorm, who can pop in goal whenever we need him. But yeah, I think it's looking a very good team. Also want to try and include this guy in a few of my teams as well. 69 overall, 18 years old. I'm pretty sure he's going to grow quite a bit. We've obviously got Wanyama as well, so there's quite a bit of squad depth. We just need to add, I think, one more centre-back. And then we are pretty much there, to be honest. There's not too many more signings that need to be made. But let me know in the comments below what signings you'd like me to make, because obviously I'm open to any other suggestions about players I should sign. Maybe I get rid of Clinton NG on loan or permanently. Let me know in the comments, because obviously in real life there's a little bit of a rumour going around that he's possibly going to be leaving Tottenham. It appears on loan as part of the deal to try and get in that left mid that I was looking at before. So we're going to take a look at some centre-backs and see who we can sign. I think I've got a couple of names that I'm looking at now. And here he is. Nkulu is how I'm going to pronounce that name there. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and we can probably get him in for a little bit cheaper than his value, but we'll have to wait and see. This is the guy that I'm going to try and get in. I think Spurs have been linked with him, not massively, but I've seen a couple of suggestions that he may be moving to Tottenham, and that's probably the reason why I'm going for him, to be honest. I think he's the sort of player that we're after. I don't really think we have any players to offer them, so we are just going to go with money, and to be honest, we're probably just going to go with 10 million, hope that they accept that. 1 year left on his contract. You would have thought that should be enough to try and lure him away from Marseille. Okay, here we go. Let's do some player development. These are the 5 players that I've gone with. We are just going to simulate all of them. I think there's some decent picks there from the bunch that we have at the club at the moment. Bentaleb looks to be leaving in real life for Tottenham, but I'm not too keen to get rid of him. I quite like him, to be honest, in game. So I am going to try and keep him if you'd like me to. But that first week, obviously, just about getting the training drills set up. They're clearly not going to really go up at that point. Also, something we need to set up is our youth staff. We need to try and get a couple of youth academy scouts in. We're going to try and get in this Republic of Ireland scout. He looks quite good, just over 2 million there. And we're going to send him, I think, just to England, to be honest. We don't need to go too far to look for players. We are going to go 9 months. And I think we've got to look for technically gifted players. That's what I'm going to go with. We might have a look to see whether we can get in anybody else. Actually, we can. We've got a Croatian there for, again, just over 2 million. And let's send him somewhere else. Where should I send this guy? Maybe France or something like that. I think we might go France. Get a couple more French players. I think that's what we'll go with. We'll go with France, and we'll just go 9 months. We won't specify the type this time, and I think we'll leave the other scout for now. We might well bring in a third scout if you'd like me to, but we'll just make sure we have enough money to bring in the right players for now. But overall, it's looking very positive. We're going to try and develop quite a young team here, which is the aim, basically. They've told us to get a new striker, but I'm not massively convinced about that. Maybe a striker just to kind of give us a fourth option, I suppose, but NG is quite a good player, I think, in game, but I might have to get in one more young striker. We'll take a look at that, I think, in a second, once I find one that maybe fits what we're after. Okay, I think we're going to make a move for Ben Yedder. Again, I'm pretty sure I've seen him linked to Tottenham at some point, although I've seen him linked to quite a few clubs. I'm pretty sure one of them is Tottenham. I could be wrong here, but he can also play the centre forward as well, which is quite good for us. And I think he'd just be a good little addition to the team as a fourth striker. Obviously, it'd be battling it out between Kane, Janssen and Ben Yedder as well. So we're going to put in a bid. Not too sure how much they're wanting because we can't see his value, but I'm going to go 7 million. Might be a little bit overpaying, might be underpaying, but as an initial bid, I don't think that's too bad. Okay, we've also had some feedback on the EuroLeague objective, and that is to win the Europa League. Okay, that was a little bit unexpected. Didn't really think they'd want us to win it this year, but we'll give it a go, obviously. Toulouse have rejected the bid that I've put in for Ben Yedder because he's too valuable for them. So yeah, basically we're going to up that now. I'm not too worried about the price, to be honest. We will up it to 11 million. Again, not 100% sure how much he's worth, but we'll see what they say to that. It's difficult really to tell with some of these sort of players. 15 million for the centre-back at Marseille. Considering he's got a year left on his contract, 15 does seem a lot, but we will go 12, and I think they should accept that. I think 12's a good price. He's only 80 overall, 25 years old, and he's there as a fourth centre-back in case we need him. Obviously, I know Eric Dyer can play there if we want, but for me, Eric Dyer is best in midfield. Not a fan of him at centre-back. Obviously, he can play there if we desperately need him. And with these friendlies, sometimes I play them, sometimes I don't. In this case, with it being this team I've never heard of, we are just going to sim the match. I think just through the calendar as well, to be honest. We won't bother selecting the team. And we'll see what sort of result we get against. We should be beating them quite comfortably. We have done 2-0 in the end. And I might well play the Schalke game. It depends who we've signed by that point. Bid in for Harry Kane from Sevilla, 22 million. quite clearly going to reject all offers. Harry Kane's going to be a crucial part of this team, hopefully this year, and they've finally accepted it. 11 million for Ben Yedder. I think that's a fair price. 80 grand a week's a little bit more than I was expecting though. 3-year deal, and important first team player I think is fair for him. I know this is a little bit out of the blue, but we are going to quickly offer Jan Vertonghen a new deal. He wants, he apparently demands another year added onto his contract. I think that's a little bit... It doesn't look like he wants to commit to the team, to be honest, does it, with a year extension? It's not like he's really old. I think he's only, 27, 28, something like that. So I'm going to try and give him an extra 2 years on his contract, and 130 grand, crucial first-team player, and up the clean sheet bonus. Just want to make sure he commits to the team, and that he doesn't leave in a pre-contract agreement deal in January. So that's the aim with that one. We're also going to do some more player development now, the same 5 players, and see whether we can get them going up. Anybody here? We've got a slide tackle going up for Ben Taleb. Other than that, nothing too exciting from the rest of the players. And Marseille have accepted the £12 million bid that I put in for Ngulu, and he wants 90 grand a week. Another quite a big offer for wages here, so we're going to try and give it to an important first team player. Is fair enough. He's probably going to overtake Wimmer in the rankings for centre-back, but it's good to have quite a bit of competition in the team of good quality centre-backs. Obviously competing in Europe as well is going to be tough, so we need quite a few different options. And we've got a couple of players asking to play in this match. Again, we're going to see it through the calendar because I've not made any signings yet. So I like to try and make a couple of signings in the first episode if we can. Sadly, Schalke will have to be simmed. Hopefully we get an okay result here. We have beaten them 3-1 actually, that's good. And maybe those players started that asked to start. We'll have to see. Ryan Mason did, and that's a bit of a shame. International management not interested. Ben Yedder accepts the contract, 80 grand a week, and he becomes our first signing. Very exciting. Not too sure overall he is. I'm going to say 78, something like that, but I really have no idea. It is 78. Lucky guess, I suppose. 83 finishing. Looks a very good, young, talented player. 24 years old. I think he's going to be a very good player for us. Again, another player to just add to the squad. And I know we obviously only have one striker position, but I think with Ben Yedder, you can play him in the centre attacking mid-role instead of Lamela or someone like that. So quite happy with that signing. That obviously means that potentially Son might have to drop out of the squad occasionally. Maybe the same with Chadley as well. We'll have to see about that at a later date. And yeah, let's move on to trying to get a couple more players in. Good news, Jan Vertonghen has accepted the contract, so he's now on a 3-year contract, which is great news for us. There's no chance of him being lost for free at the end of the season or in January. We've also got a scout report back on the youngster that we're after, and he's much better than I thought, actually. Didn't realise he was 75 overall. I thought it was going to be a little bit less than that. Very fast. Looks good. We need to get him in January, definitely. I want to see all the other positions he can play. I just like to have a look sometimes. Hopefully other positions he can play right mid, which is good. But yeah, seems a good player, right-footed. Can't really complain. He's definitely someone that we're going to try and sign in January. Hopefully you guys agree with that, because I think he does look like a very good option for us. And let's move on to the next friendly. But before that, we might actually be able to sign another player here. We have done. Ngulu has signed. But we need more contracts, so I'll change that now. Okay, there we go, changed, and that means we are left with very little money to spend. We've kind of blown the budget already, but to be honest, I don't think we need anybody else. I don't really think we need to add anybody else into the squad. We've got our players, I think, now. I know we've only signed 2 players, but you've also got to take into account Wanyama and Janison are technically new signings to the squad, so we haven't really just made 2. I suppose you could argue we've made 4 in total. But I think we've made some very good signings. We've got a bid in here for Moussa Dembele, 11.5 million. No thanks. I'm going to reject that. Really looking forward to trying to use him in game. I'm pretty sure he's quite good. I'm sure I've used him before on this FIFA. So yeah, really excited about this. I'm hoping that we can continue to grow these players as well, because obviously we've got 5 drills to do every week, and I'm just hoping that we can get them up in overall quite quickly. We've got a transfer offer in for one of our young right mids that we're keen to get rid of, York City. It's a little bit less than his value, but we'll accept it, get him off our wage budget and try and get in maybe a loan player or something like that to add to the squad. But I think now we're going to pretty much just look at the youth staff with the budget that we've got left, try and get in a couple more players into our youth academy. Obviously we don't have any at the moment, but we will at the start of next month. And I think we'll just sim this match and see how we get on in this game. I'm assuming we're going to go through now with those 6 points. We have done another win this time, 4-1. And we've got a game against Wolfsburg. We're going to play this match. We're actually going to have this game in this episode. I think we may as well, to be honest. I don't think we need to sign anybody else, so why not? Let's play a match with those new signings that we've made. Again, let's quickly do some more player drills, try and get these 5 going up. Anybody? Yeah, we've got a few stats there going up, but no overall changes really. Nobody particularly close to going up either, so we'll have to leave that for another episode probably. And yeah, let's move on to the Wolfsburg game, assuming we have no more emails. Let's decide what team I'm going to put out. And this is the team that I've gone with. It's obviously heavily changed. It is just a friendly. However, it's actually a semi-final, so we do need to try and win it if we can. Vorm in goal. We've got Trippier, Wimmer, Ngulu, and Rose in defence. We've got Wanyama just in front of them. Bentaleb and Mason also play as well. NG on the right-hand side of centre attacking mid. Son on the left, and Ben Yedder starting up front. So quite a strong team still, despite all those changes. That's the bench I've gone with. Obviously, a few youngsters there getting on in case we need them. Janisson's on the bench as well, in case I want to try him out. I probably will. I'll probably make most of the changes, to be honest, other than Lloris coming on. I don't think we will bother with him. We'll have to wait and see as the game goes on. Let's crack on with the match against Wolfsburg, try and get into the final, and see how these players get on using these tactics I've not tried out before on the players, so hopefully they adapt okay. Let's find out. Here we go, come on, let's try and beat Wolfsburg. Tough team, obviously, they've got some very good players. I don't know what sort of side they're going to put out for this game, but I imagine there'll be some top quality players around the team. I'm just hoping, though, that we can have a good performance. That's what I'm after in particular, just a good performance, and we see the tactics working, hopefully, here. Wanyama, fantastic, winning back the ball. Ben Yedder onto Son. This is a great start for us. Son, does he have the confidence to finish it? Oh, what a save. How's he managed that? Should have really been scoring that one, just 4 minutes in. What a chance for us. We're going to play this corner short to Ryan Mason, into the back post. Doesn't quite find anybody, and it looks like it'll be cleared in the end. Go on, NG. Win this back if you can. Oh, he has done. Gets a bit of luck. NG! And it's 1-0. 30 minutes in. It's about time we scored. We're only a third of the way through the game, but we've had loads of chances. We should be winning already by quite a few goals. It's 1-0. He's broken through. Again, a little bit of luck. It was obviously a bad touch there in defence, but it's a fantastic finish from Clinton NG. Looks a good player, and it scores that 1-0, and the first goal that we've ever scored on this career mode in an actual game that I've played. Incredible stuff. And that is it for the first half. Still won the game 1-0. Very comfortable match for us. They've only really had 1 or 2 shots, so they've looked half decent. I think we'll make some changes now, probably quite a few as well, so I'll be back once I've made them. We're actually just going to make the 3 changes for now. We are going to bring on, take off Rose, Mason and Son. That means we're going to bring on Walker Peters, Dembele and Onoma. Is that how you pronounce it? Onoma? Yeah, let me know in the comments about that one. Not too sure whether I pronounced that one right, but we're going to make those 3 changes, hopefully improve the team and try and get a second and maybe even third goal. Oh no. Oh, what rubbish play. Oh, ridiculous. Just gave it straight to them. Really poor from Vorm here. Look at that. Wasn't trying to throw it to him. I was trying to throw it a bit further than that, obviously. And from there, it was obvious it was going to go in. 1-1. Disappointing way to concede. We shouldn't really be drawing at all. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, let's just get on with it because we may as well just try and get a second goal if we can. We look like we will, so I'm not too panicked. No way, it's 2-1. They've kept the ball for about 10-15 minutes, unable to win it back. Lovely ball in, and Draxler there with the header. But what's happened in the second half? They've suddenly realised that they're in a game of football and have started playing. Really don't know what's happened. Can't believe that we're actually losing this game after the way that we played in the first half. Incredible, but we just need to keep going. I'm sure we've got another chance in us to score here, definitely. Okay, some more changes here. We are going to take off Bentaleb and NG. That means we're going to bring on Chadley and Janison. Hopefully that improves us. I think we'll also bring on Alderweireld as well. We'll take off Wimmer and see how we get on. 9 minutes left. We need to try and find an equalising goal so we can take it into penalties. That is it. We've lost the game 2-1. Didn't even manage to get the subs on. That's basically what happened in the last 9 minutes. They kept the ball basically unbeatable. So we have been knocked out. It's the first time it's actually happened, I think, for me in the friendlies, in the games I've played anyway. Never really been knocked out. whilst playing a friendly. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Obviously, we don't get into the final, but that means we can now focus on trying to make sure the team's ready for the first game of the season. We've got some emails to have a look at, more transfer offers. We've got a little bit of money coming in. They're just over 2 million, and they are saying, basically, I don't think they were very happy that we didn't reach the final. We've got a bid in here for Tom Carroll from Norwich. We'll ask for obviously 1.6, which is what it's worth. And to be honest, I'd actually say it's worth a little bit more than that, given today's prices, but that is his value according to the game. And we'll go 3 more days ahead and see whether we can train some more players. We've actually got a player sold, and it is all with that youngster to York City. Lamella got a bid for him, 16 million. Seems quite a lot actually from Monaco. Contemplating it because it's a lot of money. I think we will reject it though, just for now. I don't really want to be selling too many players without seeing your comments from this video, so I'll probably do a bit more selling if you'd like me to in the next episode. We've got Norwich coming back and saying they'll pay 1.5 million for Tom Carroll, which is a little bit stingy to be honest, but he's only worth 1.6. But we will accept it, we'll go ahead with that. Just again, try and get him off our wage budget, and I think that is pretty much it for this episode, other than the fact that we're going to do some more player development. Man City, I think I just saw they have signed Will Hughes from Derby, which is an interesting signing. Someone that maybe we could have had a look at some stage in this career mode. A couple of players there with attributes going up, which is good. Again, no real progress in there overall. Joins Man City here for 3.7 million. I'll scout him. I certainly wouldn't rule out trying to get him in at some point. He seems the sort of player that Tottenham would probably sign and hasn't been snapped up by a particularly big club yet. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this episode. Don't think there's any more emails I really need to show you. There's a player sold here, and it is obviously Tom Carroll that's gone to Norwich. But that is it for the episode. It is kind of an introductory episode just to kind of get your ideas for what sort of players I should try and sign and that sort of thing. So let me know in the comments below about players that you'd like me to try and get in. I think Tielemans has been actually rumoured to be going to Tottenham, so potentially I could get him in, even though I don't really think we need another centre mid. So again, let me know in the comments what you think about that. Also, if we could go ahead and hit 25 likes on this video, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you tomorrow for a Leeds United episode. That will be out. This will alternate between days, so tomorrow will be Leeds, the next day will be Tottenham again. So that is it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.